doing, everyone? Happy Monday. Hope you guys enjoyed the NFL playoffs championship games yesterday with the Tampa Bay Bucks and Kansas City Chiefs being the champions. I got a real special Instagram live interview that's going to be taking place today. I'm going to be having Nithin Ramachandra joining me shortly from the NR Sports Show. Just a little bit of background, works with the Hue Jackson Foundation, which is a great cause. And in other news, there is a very awesome opportunity that's going to be showcased with how many episodes he's done. He's done 670 plus different episodes on the NR Sports Talk Show. Going to be a real pleasure that we're going to be talking to him. And hopefully he's going to be hopping on real soon again. So welcome into Final Whistle. Real special episode we got here today where I'm going to have the NR Sports Talk Show host, Nithin Ramachandra, joining me. But again, so let's just talk a little bit of football before we get started here. One key element that's going to be taking place is that Tampa Bay is going to be hosting the Super Bowl. First team to ever do that in the league. Going to be a real interesting to see. Tom Brady, now 10 Super Bowl appearances. The man has solidified himself as the GOAT in the NFL and is a GOAT athlete of all time in any sport. It's going to be really interesting to see how everything's going to be taking place while he's going to be taking on a little bit of the passing of the torch in Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes now is going to be joined in different ways as well as everything else. And Nithin Ramachandra now has joined. Hopefully he will be requesting to join right now. We're going to be starting this interview right up. So stay tuned. Thoughts on how Tampa Bay, Green Bay ended with the PI call. Very questionable. Issue with that PI call was, hey, what are we going to be doing here based off of, they hadn't called it all game. They were being allowing the receivers and cornerbacks to be very hands-on and physical. So, questionable call. Was it PI? Yes. Had it been called all game? No. So I think that's the more questionable issue here. So Nithin, I'm hoping he requests to join right now. I'm going to invite him. Let's see if I can find him. The NR Hour. I have requested him to join. JPP and Shaq Barrett have a field day.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Nithin,
thanks for
coming on, man.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on your show. It's an honor. So wait, what's your name?
Blaine Spencer. I'm the host.
Oh, yeah, Blaine Spencer. Yeah.
Yeah, the host of the Final Whistle.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Yeah, of course. Hold on, let me just answer this question real quick. JPP and Shaq Barrett could have a field day if the Chiefs force their backup quarterbacks to hold up too long in pass pro. That's very true. Two offensive linemen are going to be gone in this Super Bowl game. Eric Fisher, it looks like it's going to be a torn Achilles is what I've been hearing. And then as well, I can't the name's blanking on me, but he hurt.
Mitchell Schwartz, I think, right?
He tweaked his knee. Yeah, he tweaked his knee last night as well.
What's up, Sean? Sean's in here. What's up, Sean?
What's up, Sean? Nithin, for my viewers, I just want you to give a little bit of background about your show. I've already gave a little bit of an intro. Over 670 episodes, which is absolutely mind-boggling to me. So just give me a little bit of background about the NR Sports Talk Show.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for having me on again on your show. I love what you do with your show. This is obviously the Final Whistle's called, so everyone go follow him. Blaine Spencer, he does some great stuff. So for me though, I have a co-host. Her name is let me start off. So in the beginning of the pandemic last year, like February, March, when the sports shut down, I told myself, let me come up with a way to keep my friends entertained and other people entertained. So I said, let me start a podcast. Let me start a show. I'm not considering this a podcast anymore. I'm calling this a show. It's growing. So, let me start a show. So plus it's easy. So with all the technology we have now. So I started this back in February of 2020, And my first interview was Jim Down, the former hockey player from the Devils. That was my first interview I've done. But ever since, yeah, we started. I started this in February 2020, and it's been growing since. And then last year, midway last year, towards the end of the year, I said, let me bring in a co-host. So I brought in, her name is Ariel Schaefer from Alabama.
Yep.
But that was the first one. But unfortunately, she couldn't continue with me, and because she's doing her master's program at Alabama. So and I told her take that because you don't get the opportunity in the once in a lifetime. So I told her take that, and now I have a new co-host. Her name is Alyssa Charleston. She's a Pac-12 reporter, covers Gonzaga games too, and she's doing amazing things with me now. She's done like 4 or 5 episodes with me. But like I said, I started this on my own, and I'm glad to have people around me now to help me out with the co-hosts and other people to fill in and to help her out too. So, but it's like I didn't expect this to grow. Yeah. Like I expected. I mean, obviously, my goal was to make it grow. But from the beginning, I thought this was it's going to take a while. But it grew really quick because after the Jim Down interview, I started getting a lot of great reviews on my first. I mean, obviously, I was nervous the first time, and I made a lot of mistakes. Yeah, I made a lot of mistakes the first time, but when it came to the second, third, fourth interview, I improved a lot, and people started to watch it, and all my friends say, "Man, this is your talent. One of my friends said, "I'm gifted." Another friend, my friend Gabby, said, "I'm a podcast machine." So, but yeah, I'm just grateful to be in this position right now, to be able to have 674 episodes right now. I mean, a lot of people still watching and had the constant support, and we're working on big things. And stay tuned, guys. We got a lot more interviews coming up for you guys and a lot of more great content. But I'm just grateful. And obviously, next month, I'm going for my correctional officer academy. So wow. I don't want the show to stop. So that's the reason why I have a co-host and other people that can help her out. So I'm in good hands for with the people I have. They can take over when I'm gone. So, but this show, our goal is to put this on national TV. Because with all the guests I've been having, it's big time, and I'm just grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. All the interviews are absolutely amazing. So if you guys haven't yet, go check those out. They're phenomenal. I go in and watch a lot of them myself. So I know you started this up as the COVID hit. I knew you were trying to figure out an idea how to engage with your audience and keep sports talk going for you. So what was your overall goal of the show once you started it? Because I know what was driving you to keep it going? Was it just to talk sports yeah?
I'm a big sports fan, and my goal was to just see how it goes at first, and what's it like to be a part of this business and being an interviewer. I told myself after the first interview, I was like, man, I can't do this. But I just kept going. I pushed hard, and I got some great advice from people. And I have a lot of friends in this business, and obviously you've seen other podcasts like Sean's, Courtney's. I'm sure you know them, all those people. So yeah, they're doing a great job. So I have a lot of great support, and even you're killing it too. But like after like I said, after the first time I said I can't do it, but I just kept pushing myself, and ever since it's just great. I mean, all the guests I've been having, man, legendary people. Like for example, tomorrow we have Brian Urlacher on the show tomorrow.
Yeah, that's gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah, but like with all the guests I've had, it's so inspiring, and like our goal for the show is not only talk about sports, but know about their journeys, their life stories, where they came from, and just have a casual conversation. That's why people love my show. And I'm not like the guy where you interview people, ask them 20 questions. We want them to feel comfortable on the show, right? So this is their time to shine. This is their opportunity. That's the reason why we bring them on. So that's why people love it. And like I said, YouTube's growing, Twitter's growing, Instagram. Every morning I look at my Instagram DMs. It's like over 12 messages. I get flooded. It's like ridiculous, but it's worth it at the end of the day. And I'm just grateful.
Yeah, and I feel like especially us in the sports journalism field is trying to, especially when you're doing an interview, you want to try and keep it casual, conversational. You don't want to make it extremely formal because then it just becomes sometimes you'll just get a yes or a no answer, and then
Yeah.
then you're just starting to dig for responses. So I feel
Yeah.
like
So
more. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry to cut you off. But speaking of, I just want to mention that I'm a big advocate in women in sports. So that's the reason why I have a female as my co-host, so I can give them every opportunity to be in this field because she, obviously the first one, she's a bit obviously doing her master's at Alabama, but she did a great job when she was here for the. She's done like I think she did 3 or 4 episodes with me before she left. But this one I have now, she's just amazing. She covers Gonzaga, Pac-12 reporter. She has her questions well prepared, and I think I'm in really good hands with her. And that's why I wanted a female as a co-host because I like that dynamic of a female male perspective, and I'm a big advocate in women in sports, and I'm loving what I'm seeing in women in sports right now.
Yeah, and even today with how the Super Bowl is going to be played, you're going to have Tampa Bay, who has 2 coaches that are female, as well as Sarah Thomas. She's going to be officiating the Super Bowl. Just nothing short of phenomenal prowess. It's going to be displayed on all levels,
Yeah.
especially with women in the media or in the sports world in general. So was going into sports journalism what you wanted to do? Was that your dream? Did it just develop over time for you?
I mean, I went to school for criminal justice. I mean, I think I should have switched my major to toward journalism, but I'm like I said, I'm going to the academy next month, and this after I finish the correctional officer career, this is a dream. So we're gonna continue pursuing our sports journalism career, and I feel like with this show, I can easily get a job at ESPN or some other sports radio network, after the correctional officer career. So yeah, that's our goal. My goal is to just keep pursuing this and growing the show, and hopefully get a job at ESPN or something. So later on.
I think that's everyone's dream, to be able to get one of those big time jobs. ESPN. I know NBC Sports is kind of dispersing. That was broke this past week, and Fox Sports, all of that. See, even like working sports for CNN, just any major enterprise in the media market's going to be. I think that's everyone's dream at the moment now. But with 670 episodes, I know you've mentioned your first one and how it kind of took off for you. What is the most memorable interview that you've done so far? If you can put one on it.
Oh shit! Like
I'm putting you on the spot. I know, but
yeah,
I gotta know. I want to know.
That's a good question, but oh man, Barstool. Yeah, that's another goal. Barstool.
Yeah, Barstool Sports is blowing up too. Yeah. They're on it.
Yeah, but So that's a good question. You did put me on the spot, but I had so many legendary people on the show. But I think the 2 most memorable I would put out there is on my 25th birthday, I had Isaiah Thomas, the bad boy Piston. Wow. Yeah, he came on the show on my 25th birthday. It took 4 months to get that done. Actually, his daughter helped me out with that. Yeah. And Melissa just brought up my birthday interview. Yeah, the most memorable. She read my mind. And then the other one would be the recent one last week with Jay Williams. We had Jay Williams on the show.
He is one of the nicest guys in the industry. He really is. And he's one of the greatest college basketball players of all time too. Yeah,
our show went 1 hour long because he asked us questions too, and he went in depth with his accident. He had a motorcycle accident, and he's been through a lot. So he explained all that and asked us questions. It was just amazing. So I would say those 2, I think, would be my most memorable.
Wow. No, for the Isaiah Thomas interview, did he go in depth about the bad boys? And did you ask him about him walking off the court early? Did you bring that up, or you kept that a little?
Oh no, I didn't. I kept that on the down low, and I didn't even ask him about Michael Jordan either. So because
Dream Team was definitely not mentioned one bit then.
No. Nope.
Well, that's awesome though. It's definitely getting that interview was who you know. Like you said, his daughter was the one who was able to hook you up with that. Like that's awesome. And I know Jay Williams, he brought up the motorcycle accident. Is that the best story that what's the best overall? Is that the best overall story that you've heard? And how
Yeah, I think that because the way he explained it and the things he's been through for example, his daughter, she's 2 years old now. She had pneumonia at one point, and that kept him really in a deep hole. And but obviously she's better now. And yeah, I would say the motorcycle story was really crazy, and the way he explained it. And man, his family is such an inspiration, and I'm just honored that we all had the chance to talk to him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then you don't cover professional athletes well. You also give the reporters a little bit of some of the love, some of the limelight. So I know you talked about you had a UFC reporter on last week. The name's slipping my mind right now.
Oh, Karen Bryant. Yeah.
Yeah. What did she think? What was her impression? Did you text her after what happened this weekend with McGregor being TKO'd?
Yeah, I tagged her in a few things, and man, she, I think they were all shocked after what happened.
Mm-hmm.
She said she was shocked, and I picked Dustin Poirier because I feel like
really.
Yeah, I think it was obviously a revenge fight, and I think obviously McGregor. I have respect for McGregor, but I think Poirier came in ready. He was well prepared for this fight, and man, that knockout punch was crazy, and I think Dustin Poirier was more prepared for this fight.
Yeah, I agree, and especially I personally didn't see it as a TKO because as soon as McGregor's legs were taken out, I thought the fight was pretty much over. He really could not move around the ring at all whatsoever. As soon as Poirier got those leg kicks in and stunned him a couple times.
Yeah.
So I think definitely there's a different dynamic there with how that happened. I hope there's going to be a trilogy fight. I think Dana White came out today that Poirier is going to get the shot for the belt, and I don't think they're going to throw McGregor back in there after this past weekend. But I'm hopefully they'll throw him back out there. I would love to see a trilogy there.
Yeah. So,
Khalil's Real Sports Talk. Let's see. He said, what do you think is the best way to get into sports journalism if you don't have a degree? And how do you actually reach people that can help you and to get to some sports networks? A lot of it is networking.
Yeah.
Even if, I'm telling you right now, even if you don't have a degree, it's who you know a lot of the time. If you can figure it out, like people that you know in the field, or even if just like an acquaintance or someone, a mutual friend, hey, you know this person, and they can even just like help guide you in some different ways. And just following in footsteps, from even if you're not landing one of those major networks. Like for me right now, I work in sports journalism and I work for a smaller sports network. So it's all about who you know. And you just gotta put in the grind every single day.
Yeah.
Because sports journalism, if you're looking to get paid a lot of money, you're in the wrong profession. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You got to be willing to put in every day. Your work in a sports journalism job. It's not 9 to 5.
No, it's a 24/7 job.
24 hours. If you're up at 3 a.m., you might be getting a text at 3 a.m. Yo, you have a story to break right now.
Yeah.
So it's definitely try and figure out networking, and if even if you know family, friends that are potentially getting, even just talking to them, say what took it to get you into the business.
Right.
So like for me, I that was my dream. Sports journalism was my dream. I covered it throughout high school. I did it in college, and now I'm doing it post my degree. It's what I've always wanted to do. But you got to put in the time and the effort, and it's all about who you know. So that's what I would have to say. That's my advice. Or you got any more advice for him as well? Yeah,
like or even start your own show like what we have.
Exactly.
Like start a show and go from there. That's how you build more connections. And I've seen my Instagram growing a lot, Twitter grown, YouTube is growing, my LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the best way to connect with a lot of people on LinkedIn. So I think for your question there, I would start your own show like what we have and just go from there, build connections like that. Hey, what's up? Corny's in here too. This guy has a great show. You should check him out. Real Deal Podcast is called. CJ Harden 79.
All right, Real Deal Podcast. Go check that one out. And I feel like it's, again, just piggybacking off what you said, you need to put in the time and the effort. Even if you're starting your own show, you're not gonna blow up overnight. Even if you have one person on that's really popular,
it's not gonna.
That one person's not gonna be able to help you turn a corner, even if you got that major interview that you've dreamt of. So you got to be able, just baby steps. Trust the baby steps.
Trust the process.
I'm not a Sixer guy, so I didn't want to say it. But anyway, so I know you said after the first episode you got a lot of reviews. Where was it in this past year now for you that you said, I've got something here? I really do.
All right. I think I would say I would say midway through the last year. I think after I interviewed Damien Woody on the show, I think that's when I saw a breakthrough. I think after that, I saw a flood of guests I think I could potentially have on the show. I think after Damien Woody's interview, that's a floodgate right there, opened up.
And what was he like? What was having Damien on the show?
He was awesome. This guy is like fun to talk to. Obviously, Super Bowl champ with the Patriots, and he talked about his career, every journey. Man, and obviously he's on the Get Up show sometimes. Does ESPN stuff. A great job. So I think that was another great one I had with Damien Woody. So.
Yeah, no, one of the best tackles ever to do it, and especially in our generation. So for you, I know you do work with the Hue Jackson Foundation. Can you expand upon that a little bit for us, just for everyone else that doesn't know?
Yeah, so everyone, please go check out the Hue Jackson Foundation. Me and my co-host Alyssa partnered up, and also my former one, Ariel. She's still part of it. Their goal, obviously, whoever doesn't know about Hue Jackson, he's a former NFL coach. He's still trying to get back into coaching. Actually, he got interviewed recently with the Steelers job opening, so hopefully he gets one. But yeah, so the foundation is we're trying to help prevent human trafficking, and obviously still bad in this generation. We got to help prevent it, and making sure these kids and people make the right choices and make the community safer. So we're grateful to be part of it, helping them out. We're ambassadors, and we're 100% in with them. So hopefully you guys check them out. Please, Hue Jackson Foundation is on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. So go check them out.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a great cause. It's a great cause.
Yeah.
So, and remember, guys, so everyone's going through troublesome times right now. So whatever you guys can do to help out in any way, even if that's just volunteering, making a small donation, every penny helps. It really does. So.
Hey, I just want to bring up a story here that happened recently.
Go ahead.
So the NFL announced that they're giving over 75,000 free tickets to all the health co-workers for Super Bowl. Yeah. So that story that idea came up. All right, so we had Brian McFadden on the show 2 weeks ago, the former two-time Super Bowl champ, and he's the one who brought up the idea on our show. And then And then Friday, 2 days after that, we had Demir Smith from the NFLPA on the show, and we brought up Brian McFadden's idea to him. So probably there's a likelihood that he brought it up to Roger Goodell, and then maybe he agreed to it. So probably that story's connected with our interview with Brian McFadden, I think.
So you are the cause of all of this. There you go.
I think so.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And
so I tweeted that last night, and I posted on Instagram so people see. And then Brian McFadden, he replied underneath the tweet saying, "Yes, let's go." And he mentioned he shared it on his Instagram, and I really think that his idea really, I think once we brought up to Demir Smith, maybe he brought up to Goodell, and they agreed.
No, I hope that's what's right. That's big publicity for you and me.
Yeah,
right there. There's the ticket in right there that you were looking for.
Yeah.
No, that's absolutely phenomenal. And speaking of the Super Bowl, yesterday's games, Tampa Bay and Kansas City involved. Tampa Bay's gonna be the first team to ever host a Super Bowl now, and surprisingly they're letting 22,000 people in. This is basically going to be a Tampa Bay home game and the largest crowd all year. It's going to be really interesting to see. What was your overall take of yesterday's games?
First of all, I got both picks wrong, so that's the first.
I went 2 for 2. You're not listening, yo. You're not listening hard enough.
but yeah, I went 0 for 2. But I think this is a matchup that everybody wanted. Tom Brady against Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be a great matchup. And kudos, by the way. I just want to say congrats to the Bills. They had a heck of a season. Sean McDermott. This Bills team is no joke. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the AFC East. So if I was the Patriots or the Jets, watch out, man. The Bills are going to be coming. I really love that team. Stephon Diggs has made a big difference for that team, and Josh Allen took the next step. I think this guy's a legitimate quarterback, in my opinion. But but the Pack, I have one concern about yesterday's game with the Packers and Buccaneers. Why go for that field goal? And you're giving the ball back to Brady, which most likely you will not get the ball back. I think they should have went for fourth down. And man, Matt LaFleur made a huge mistake, and Aaron Rodgers after the game, obviously he was pissed off in the post game, and I just feel bad for Green Bay fans in general because that was a home game, and you embarrass yourself by going for a field goal down like 6, I think, and then you're giving the ball back to Brady. Like what the heck? What kind of play call is that? And I think that's the one concern I have, but. Man, the Super Bowl matchup, get your popcorn ready, like Terrell Owens says. I think this is going to be an epic matchup. I think, you know what? To be honest, you heard it here first. I think this will be the most highest ratings ever in a Super Bowl game.
Wow.
I think so.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you there. I think it's going to be there's so much buzz around this game, especially if it's almost the passing of the torch. It really is.
Yes.
With Brady, who's undoubtedly the greatest of all time, and then Mahomes, what he's done in his first 3 seasons has been absolutely absurd. Now going to his second Super Bowl, and Tom Brady's the only reason he wasn't 3 for 3. So in his first season as a starter, I think it's gonna be really interesting to see. I mean, for me personally, I'm praying for Tom Brady to win because I think he'll retire after that. So
Speaking of actually,
issue in the NFC because I'm a Washington guy and they smacked us around in the playoffs.
Oh, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Oh boy, I might not have you back on. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I know. We have to get you on the show now. We have to get you guys on the show.
All right, I'm in whenever you want. I'm free.
But
it's interested though.
Speaking of Washington, though, your team had a great season. Kudos to Ron Rivera. Man, this guy's been through a lot. Even Alex Smith, man, 17 surgeries. Your team was such an inspiration this season, and I feel like you guys obviously your defense is set. Chase Young is one of the best young defensive ends. All you need is a quarterback now, which we don't know who it is.
I've already said this publicly a couple times. Trade whoever they want for Matthew Stafford. Whatever you want. If we have to give up Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne, do it. Go get Stafford. Really. We re-sign Kerrigan, and you can move Young to the inside and move Kerrigan to Young's side. That's what I would do. I would say go get Stafford.
No Deshaun Watson?
Huh?
No Deshaun Watson?
I don't think we'll be able to give up enough because Houston's gonna have it overpaid after underpaying for Hopkins last year. They're gonna make sure they try and get more than what they need for Deshaun. It'll be interesting to see. Where do you think Watson will end up?
He wants to go to the Jets and Dolphins. So I think, in my opinion, the Jets have a lot to offer. So I think at the end of the day, I think he'll end up in the Jet uniform.
Wow.
I think so.
I know the Jets in Miami are the front runners, but I really want to see him in San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
I really like just how that team sets up because the whole team was hurt last year for them.
Yeah.
And even without Watson, you're on your team, and you bring back Jimmy G, like you're still a contender out of the NFC. Just because I feel like the NFC is way more open than the AFC is right now, especially between I think the AFC is 3 teams. It's Baltimore, Kansas City, and Buffalo. That's it. And the NFC is a little bit more open, especially with Breeze potentially gone, most likely now. And then if Brady wins, does he leave? The NFC is a lot more open. So I really do like San Francisco.
Yeah, that's a great fit for him. Wow. It's going to be interesting to see. I think we can potentially see him get traded during the draft, I think. Hopefully, I don't know when they're thinking of trading him. But I think we could see a big trade happening here soon with Watson. And obviously he wants out. But speaking of Washington real quick, what do you think of Jennifer King as a now full-time assistant coach? And that's amazing. And also, I think Thursday we're having Julie Donaldson on the show too.
So I was so hyped when I saw you were interviewing Julie Donaldson because I've interviewed Charlie Muley, who works under her, and he has
Oh,
nothing but praise for her. So you're even if just bring up Charlie Muley, and he's a phenomenal PR guy there now too. He works on the NFL side under Rivera for the PR department.
oh wow.
So I did an interview with him a couple weeks ago, which was the week. I think that was the week they were gonna play Carolina, because that was the week they were gonna play Carolina. If the Giants lost and they won the division.
Mm-hmm.
So he's great. I think for Jennifer King, kudos to Ron Rivera. It was the smart decision, because she put in the work, and she did great work this year for us. So I love where our team's heading. I think maybe not next year, but the year after that, we're gonna have a 2 to 3 year window. I think that if we're gonna make a run at a championship, that'll be it. Because even if we don't, just with our front seven alone, we're there defensively.
Yes.
So, and we built exactly how San Francisco did it. You draft defensive lineman after defensive lineman in the first round. So for Washington, it's going to be the issue of we need a quarterback. We need a true number one wide receiver. I love Scary Terry, but I right now he's not a number one yet. Could he get there? Absolutely, but he's not there yet. We need a true number one wide receiver, and we need a DB, because Ronald Darby, he got absolutely burnt all year. And Kendall Fuller, I know he came back from Kansas City after winning the championship. I like him. Darby's had moments, but I feel like we have a young safety in Cameron Curl. Like him a lot. Him and Chase Young, they're going to be the future for us, along with Sweat defensively. So I think those are the three pieces we need. If not, we're right there. Quarterback, number one wide out, and corner. But I love Jennifer King. It's full-time hiring. It was definitely deserved. And then the Donaldson interview. I've heard nothing but praise. So you're gonna enjoy that one, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't wait for that one.
Yeah. So why don't you tell everyone what's coming up, so everyone can look forward to it? All right. Yeah.
So me and my co-host Alyssa, tonight we're interviewing a returning guest, Taylor Tannenbaum. She was on my show before. She's a sports reporter, a talented one, inspiring one, at 8 p.m. Eastern on Zoom. That's tonight. And then tomorrow is a busy day. We got 3 episodes, starting with you're
a busy man tomorrow.
Yeah. So tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, we're having her name is Bridget Condon. She's a sports reporter out of ABC 11. And then 3 o'clock is a big one, Brian Urlacher on Zoom. And then 6 p.m. Eastern, I'm having the top-rated softball player. Her name is Talon Edwards. Go check her out. She's an amazing softball player. Really looking forward to that interview. And then Wednesday, I got Jesse Chavez, MLB pitcher, 3 p.m. Eastern. Still working on another guest for Wednesday. Hopefully, it's either Carlos. I'm working hard on getting Carlos Boozer on the show. So hopefully it comes.
I've been seeing that. You've been really hyping Carlos up on Instagram. I've been seeing that this week.
Wait, underneath the comments you see?
Yeah.
That's what you have to do, right? To stay persistent. So.
Oh, absolutely. We're the biggest hype men there is.
Yeah, so speaking of, actually, Allie Clifton, who covers the Lakers?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was on her show last weekend. And then she told me that I'm the most persistent person she ever met.
That's good. I mean, you gotta, remember what we talked about it earlier. You got to put in the work and put in the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to be a nuisance to get a couple of
interviews. And then Thursday we got Julie Donaldson, and then Burt Watson too coming on. Former manager for Joe Frazier, boxer Joe Frazier, and he worked in the UFC for 15 years. And then Friday, I got her name is Aaliyah Hansen. She's a sports reporter out of Roto World and NBC Sports intern. And then I'm still working on a few things. We're not stopping. We're going to keep going. And hopefully these other big interviews come to fruition. But I'm just but that's a week schedule so far for this week.
I mean, sounds like a pretty good slate to me. So if you guys haven't already, please go check out Nithin's podcast. Well, not podcast, it's a show now. He's calling it a show. I'm going to screw that up every time now. It's the Hour Sports Show. Go check it out. Nithin, I appreciate you coming on for this interview and talking with me for today. It was a pleasure. Hopefully next time we can get Alyssa on.
Oh,
that would be great.
yeah.
So hopefully good luck for you the rest of the way. Go check him out. On Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. He's got it all covered on all of his platforms. So
yeah, so thank you again for having me, Spencer. I mean, Jimmy. Spencer, wait, I forget. Yeah, Blaine. Yeah, I keep forgetting. All right, the one thing you need to know about me, I forget names easily.
No worries. I mean, my whole name's 3 first names, so I get called like 3 different things half the time. Anyway.
Yeah. So, but no, we definitely need to get you guys on the show. Thank you again for having me, Blaine, and you guys are doing a great job. Keep at it. And what do you guys have coming up for this week for your show?
So for us, remember, guys, Tuesdays and Fridays, that's when our daily podcast comes out. We actually had I had this breaking news just come on while we were going. Thursday night, I got the interview with Fox Sports 1 broadcaster, as well as the Big East digital reporter, John Fanta. He covers college basketball.
Let's go.
For them.
Yes.
He's also a diehard Cleveland fan, so we're going to probably be talking some Cleveland sports. So that'll be coming out Thursday night. That'll either be coming out on, we haven't decided on Zoom or Instagram Live yet, but check out for that. That'll be coming out on Thursday. Friday, I'm going to have guest podcast host. He's a freelance sports journalist, John Soper. He's going to be my guest host on Friday. And then tomorrow, it's just going to be yours truly, but we're going to be breaking down the championship games this past week, as well as talk about what happened in the UFC with McGregor. Is it time to potentially retire for him and hang it up? That'll be another issue that's going to be discussed on there as well as what's the deal with why isn't the Brooklyn Big Three working yet?
Yeah.
And can they play defense? So
actually, there's some developing news that could happen. The Nets are really, I think they're pushing to get.
They're trying to go for Kevin
JaVale
Love.
McGee also.
If they land, I think that's too much talent on one part. Too much. I think they're going to be overloaded at that point. Don't you think? They're
but
have no pieces to get rid of.
They're trying to get JaVale McGee too.
Well, what do you think? If they get Love and McGee, what do you think there?
But they need help. They need front court help. That's what they need. I think. But how? So Kevin Love is still injured, right? So when he comes back,
yeah.
Man,
I don't know who do you have on your team to trade him for though? They have no capital after the Harden trade.
Probably.
That's
I don't know.
the issue. Even if you try and get him, what are you going to give away? Other than taking on his contract, you know what I mean?
I hate to say this, but if they get Kevin Love in this deal, they might have to trade Reggie Perry.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think they're going to have to think about Joe Harris might be on the table.
Oh, really? After signing that 4-year deal?
To get Kevin Love and McGee, because you're not just you're picking up Love's expensive contract. I think his is still in the $20 million plus range. I don't have the exact number.
I just don't.
Still, I don't know. You gotta put something out there. Maybe you're gonna have to probably put DeAndre Jordan on the table for McGee probably.
Man,
right? They don't have much. They just don't have a lot because they've given away all their first rounders to Houston, and then your bench is already extremely depleted, and you don't want it to be any of your starters. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think Joe Harris might be on the table. It'd be interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what. I think at this point they should just go after JaVale McGee. He's not going to cost a lot, obviously.
Yeah, you could probably give away someone small for that. Like, give him Jeff Green or something.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see. So yeah, that's what I got on tap for tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. We'll also break down a little bit of the NBA. Who's the biggest threat to the Lakers? Clippers, Jazz out of the West, or is there an Eastern Conference?
Utah Jazz.
Oh, I'm all in on Utah Jazz right now. They have figured it out, whatever they're doing. It's just gonna come down. Can Gobert live up to the freaking money? You know?
Yeah, yeah, but So thank you for having me on. Again, I'll be when you post this, I'll be reposting it too on my platform. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll let you know. No worries. Thank you again, my man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.